Hey listener, welcome to the Comic Relief Podcast.
Hope you survived the experience.
The Comic Relief Podcast is an unscripted discussion about the pop culture surrounding comic books, with your hosts,
Uncanny Thomas Logue
and Mighty Michael Miranda.
All right, this is Tom. The Southern California Comics Free Comic Book Day has officially begun. It's 9:45, and the people are pouring in. Maiko is right across from me, helping people with a pop-up tent that he brought because they didn't bring one. But it looks like they're setting up very quickly, so I just wanted to start this real quick. All right, on the mic.
Check. We're recording. Is this thing on? What's up, man? This is our third annual Free Comic Book Day event
At Southern California Comics.
This is the third year in a row that we've done this now, right?
When they invited us, we brought the cool factor.
Well, that's when it peaked. Oh, yeah.
Crowds showed up for us specifically.
Absolutely. We brought the heat.
Except for today,
That's
because of the rain.
Today's raining and it's cold and it's wet. And I don't
Thor
like it.
is upset.
Yeah.
Just jump in. Let's talk about Civil War.
Oh my God. Such a good movie.
When I saw it, we were talking about it earlier, I was so involved. When I first sat down, I was like, okay, this is going to be a good movie. I have faith. Winter Soldier was really good. They're knocking it out of the park. This is going to be awesome. But when I sat down and the movie started, it put its hooks in me.
Yeah.
And I forgot I was in a theater. And there were times, many times, where something would happen and I would just go, oh, or oh, I was freaking out loudly in the movie because I just forgot that there were other people around me because I was so involved in what was happening.
You were not alone. I did the same thing. My cousin sitting next to me, I felt him and heard him jump a few times. It was, that's a testament to the Russo brothers.
Yes.
The Russo brothers directed the Winter Soldier,
which
amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Go ahead. I'll let you finish and then I'll talk.
The action, the pacing, the cinematography is very brutal. They do fight scenes very well. Fight scenes, chase scenes, action. They do action very well. They mix the sound effects with the video effects perfectly.
Yes.
You can feel every hit. Captain America feels powerful. They all feel power. Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow feels like she really is crunching bones.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is lethal when she's jumping around on everyone. And
jumping around from dude to dude, just knocking them out. She's killing it.
The scene where they're fighting and the guy's getting out of the van and she jumps on one dude, slides across him, kicks the door, hits the dude who's coming out of the van and flips the other dude that she's on. And it was that type of stuff where I was like, oh, because I'm just watching these incredible moves and punches and everything.
Do you remember the scene where she's fighting Crossbones and nails him, zaps him, and he's like, I don't work like that no more.
Yeah, the boops.
Yeah.
I don't work like that.
And Crossbones drops her into the top of the manhole of the van and drops a grenade down and closes it. It was so well done. It looked brutal when she was dropped through that little porthole.
Yep.
It looked like it really hurt.
Yes.
And she managed to even after the thing blew and she fell out of the back and everything, it was a brutal scene, man.
Yes, it
was just those little scenes like that. That the Russo brothers just, guess what? They're doing the Infinity War Avengers.
That's gonna be
that's
amazing.
In good hands.
When I heard how many characters are going to be in this movie, it's that's a lot to juggle. When you're handling that many characters. So after seeing this, I am not worried about
they basically did 2 Avengers teams in one movie.
Yes.
So it was Avengers versus Avengers, and they nailed it. Everyone got their fair share of, similar to the first Avengers movie in a way.
To quote what you had said yesterday when we were first talking about this was the best Captain America movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Iron Man 3 should have been, because it's Tony Stark out of the armor for the majority of the movie, which was Iron Man 3, but Iron Man 3 was horrible. These guys proved this is how you do it. This is how you put Tony out of the armor for a majority of the movie and still make it good.
And still make him good. You could really... Tony was so well written in this movie.
Oh, yes.
You could really feel his desperation and his
frustration.
And his frustration.
He was so frustrated.
Yeah.
With everyone. He tried to keep Scarlet Witch in the mansion.
Yep.
And then she gets out, and he's like, what are you doing? Why would you let her out? She is in a mansion with a freaking swimming pool and 10,000 acres. He goes off about how great it is to be in this mansion. And Cap is like, no, that's still a prison,
Yeah, they did a really good job of making him just look and feel flustered. He was always bandaged. His tie was always undone.
Askew.
He had a sling towards the end of the movie. He always looked like he was banged up and just kind of...
He looked broken.
This is what I think they were trying to go with Iron Man Man 3.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
PTSD type of look.
Yep.
He definitely had that look in this movie.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, when you said that this was what Iron Man 3 should have been, I was like, yes. This is like the broken down Iron Man. Like, I don't want to be in my armor anymore.
Absolutely. So let's run down a few of the characters here. We've touched on Iron Man. Very well done. Armors were cool. We'll start with the Falcon.
Okay.
Falcon was amazing.
Yes.
Very well done.
Yeah, and this so I loved Falcon in Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Like,
he
was so great. Like, on your left, don't say it again.
Yeah,
that stuff. And then like, you don't have to help us. When Captain America asks for my help, I'm going to help. Whatever. Yeah. But this movie took Falcon and really made him awesome. Yeah. I loved how he was using his wing to like deflect
as a
bullets.
Shield.
Yeah. And then I loved. I mean, we already talked about this, but the Red Wing reference, the mechanical bird, is actually a reference to Red Wing from the comic, which
is
his
actual
Falcon. Real Falcon.
Yeah. Yep.
But as we discussed, having a real Falcon would not have worked in this movie. So having this freaking drone and then calling it Red Wing was a nice touch for everyone who was familiar with Falcon to go, oh, yes. Yeah. Love how they did that.
Well, because in the books, his Falcon, he has sort of like a mental link to the Falcon, and he can see through Red Wing's eyes in the comics. Yeah. Which, fine, that works okay in the comic verse, but in the movie verse, it doesn't make
where bullets are flying.
Sense. Yeah, exactly. It being a drone, him being able to see through the drone's camera, and with the infrared and all that, it just makes sense. Yes. Well done. Cool. Yes, and he uses his wings as shields. So they're not just a bird costume.
Right.
Like you said.
Which was hilarious. So, like, when they get captured, and then,
they give him his
do the
receipt
paperwork.
For the bird costume.
Come
really? On. He uses them as a side shield, and then he also grows them behind him and just stands behind his wings, essentially. Yeah. It's his cover.
Yep.
What's your name?
Ryan Lutzo.
Hey, Ryan. How you doing?
Good.
Do you prefer Marvel, DC, or do you have another independent type company?
Marvel.
You like Marvel?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Marvel character?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
I like that he doesn't have, like, any, like, super special powers?
But he still hangs with all these guys, right? Yeah. Did you know that? Yeah, that's awesome. Do you know that Hawkeye thinks that he's the leader of the Avengers?
Really?
In his mind, he's so confident in his ability that he thinks he's actually the leader of the Avengers. I mean, he's not really, but are the Avengers your favorite team?
Yeah, the Avengers.
Yeah? Have you seen Civil War?
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
What'd you think?
I really liked it.
What was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene was the airport battle.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yes. They all shined. Did you like the part where Ant-Man is on the arrow?
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I also like the part where he went giant.
Oh my god, that was awesome! I actually screamed when I was at the movie when it happened because that's his character. Ant-Man does that. He turns into Giant Man in the comics, and that was a secret that they were kind of keeping, and they didn't tell any. It wasn't in the commercials or anything, so I was really excited about that.
I like the new Spidey.
Oh, the new Spidey's so good. He was funny, right? Yeah, he was very funny. Okay, Ryan. Well, thank you for talking with us.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. All right, first interview, not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
All right, let's see who else do we have. Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch was such a important character in the fights, man.
Yes,
she was everywhere.
That's what I was gonna say. She was, especially at the airport. She was everywhere. This movie really actually does highlight her quite a bit.
Big time.
She is technically the cause. For what starts the real Civil War. I mean, they're already in trouble with all the stuff previously, but with
just to add to that,
does. I mean,
I was a little bummed that Crossbones kind of went out quickly. I was hoping he would kind of go through the movie, but it's almost like Batroc the Leaper in the Winter Soldier. Yeah, when he came out. Not a total letdown. I thought it was a great scene. That whole stealing the bioweapon and all that. Yeah. And that fight was amazing. That explosion scene was pretty well done though.
That explosion scene was very well done.
Yep, he caught Captain off guard.
He did what he knew he had to do. Mentioning Bucky, that threw Cap off. And that always throws him off his game. In the middle of the fight, go Bucky, and then he's like, "What?" and then pop him in the face. So that was well done. I mean,
well, that's his only connection to
his life.
His life.
Yeah,
that's it. It's Peggy Carter and it's Bucky. That's it. That's all he has.
And then, I mean, in this movie, Peggy Carter passes away.
Yeah, which that was kind of a hard hitting scene a little bit, man, because you you follow Peggy through the first Captain America, through the Winter Soldier, where she's older, and then if you follow the Agent Carter series,
you get to know
this character. You get to like this character. You're along for the ride, and then to see her story end, it was kind of sad, man.
Yeah,
it definitely had a little bit of emotion to it.
A little teary in the theater.
A little bit. I got a little bit teary. I gotta kind of criticize Tony Stark a little bit and Iron Man's team. She was basically doing the most damage, and they really didn't focus on her.
Like we were saying,
power gaming on him.
Yeah, she was everywhere.
Everyone else was just a distraction. She was really putting in some work, man.
Yeah.
And she took down Vision earlier in this. She's probably the most powerful character of those.
Yeah, with the ability to alter reality and
everything,
whatnot. Yeah. She is definitely someone who they should have probably considered taking out first.
So let's transition from Scarlet Witch, I think, naturally. Let's go into the Vision.
Okay.
Look at that.
I really liked Vision.
Sweet. So I thought Vision had another good role in this movie. I liked that they kind of hinted at a blossoming relationship.
It was very subtle.
Yeah.
Very, very, very subtle.
But it was very well done. I mean, he's an android. He doesn't know how to act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like he's going to be straightforward, but you could tell that there's something going on in his head, that he kind of cares for Wanda, he likes Wanda.
Well, I mean, I think the big clue to that blooming relationship was when he's talking to Tony Stark and he says, "I got distracted." And then Tony Stark says, "Wait, I thought you couldn't do that." And he's like, "Yeah, neither did I."
Yeah. I was wondering, because the commercial, they show War Machine getting hit and then Iron Man kind of cuddling,
Yeah,
his friend who's downed, Rhodey, yeah. And in the commercial, I saw the beam, and it looked like the yellow jewel.
Yeah.
The only other character that could really shoot a beam like that is Tony, and of course he wouldn't do it. So I wondered when I saw the commercial, was it Vision that shot him down? I honestly thought the Vision would have turned to go on Wanda's side because he likes her or whatever.
Those feelings.
But I like what they did much, much better.
Well, what's funny is, so when I saw the trailer and I saw that scene, they make it look like it's Winter Soldier. Because Winter Soldier pulls out a gun, and the next thing you see is a beam, and it hits War Machine. So I thought it was Winter Soldier that took him down.
Hi, do you got that?
That's the impression I got.
I recognize the beam, the bright yellow beam. The one thing that these movies do very well is they'll have the splash page. They did that, of course, in the first Avengers movie a couple of times. The scene where the camera's spinning around the team, and they're all gearing up, and they're in the center of the city. There was also the scene where, and we talked about this before, where in the first Avengers movie, Iron Man shoots a beam at Captain America's shield, splits it, and they take down 4 guys at once.
Yes.
That's right out of the book. In the Age of Ultron book, it was the scene where the opening fight scene in the snow, where the entire team is gliding across the screen. Yeah,
they're all running in slow motion.
Another scene in the Age of Ultron was the 3 characters, Thor, Iron Man, and Vision, all blasting Ultron at the same time.
At the same time.
Right? That beam I recognized from that scene, from that.
Oh, see? I totally didn't even think that. They show Winter Soldier take a gun and aim it up, and next thing you see is a beam hits Rhodey real quick.
So they edited it to make it look like that. Yeah, I totally missed that.
Oh yeah, see?
I totally missed that.
I was suckered into thinking he shot Rhodey down. That was a good job at distracting what really happened to me. I mean, it fooled me. Freaking Rhodey fell thousands of feet to the ground.
I'm glad they didn't do a whole scene where they killed him or they thought he was dead or anything like that. In the trailer or in the commercials, I was afraid that they were going to do a death scene with War Machine. No, I like War Machine. I want to see more of War Machine.
I honestly thought that, having seen the trailer, that they were going to kill Rhodey because in the Civil War comic,
there is a death.
And it's Black Goliath.
Yep. Vision is definitely trying to fit in and be a normal human. They have him geared up in loafers and Dockers and a collared shirt with a sweater, which they do in the comics. Yeah, I thought that was really well done. That was a nice touch. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of nods to
actual comic scenes.
To the comic scenes. Yep. And it's funny because you'll talk to someone that maybe is not familiar with the comics and they're like, yeah, that was kind of weird that Vision's just kind of hanging out in a sweater and some khakis.
Khakis.
It's that's what they used to do in the comics.
That's what he did in the comic too.
He wants to be a normal person. He wants to be a normal dude. He wants to hang out like a normal person. This funny scene too where he phases through the wall and they're like, dude, you said you weren't going to do that. It's like, well, the door was open, so
I just thought
it was implied that I could just come in.
I thought that was great. And then when he leaves, he's like, I will use the front door. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. The humor was spot on.
Yes.
Very subtle. It wasn't slapsticky. It really feels like natural humor. When he phases through Giant Man and he's like, some dude just phased inside me. Oh, that was so good.
Oh my god.
It was so good. Let's jump on to
Ant-Man, since you just brought it up.
Let's do Ant-Man.
Okay.
Paul Rudd is awesome.
So I have to say, in all the previous podcasts about how much I dislike Paul Rudd, I have repeatedly said I don't like him. I don't like him. I just don't like his movies that he's done.
You don't like him. You don't like his movies, and then you don't like that it's not Hank Pym.
I even gave that up.
No, but I mean, originally that's what you had said was that you wish they would have done the Hank Pym, kind of all stacked for you to be just like, nah,
like
I'm
a comic
really
book geek.
It. Yeah, exactly.
I think it all stemmed from the fact that it was Paul Rudd.
It was Paul Rudd.
Yeah, that stemmed like the many issues I was going to have. But when they had Michael Douglas for Hank Pym, I was like, okay, well, at least Hank Pym's in it.
Yeah.
So I know there is at least a connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah, after seeing Ant-Man, the Ant-Man movie, I was freaking blown away. I went in with really low expectations. I knew it was a Marvel movie. It was going to be good.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's going to be Paul Rudd. It blew me away. I was in tears, constantly laughing. And then Paul Rudd as Ant-Man in Captain America continued to freaking be awesome.
My
God.
God.
I took everything I said previously from the other podcast and I ate them. And they tasted horrible because I was wrong. I was so wrong, which you're probably used to because I mispronounce all the names. So Michael's usually right and I'm always wrong. So this was another case where I proved to be wrong. And freaking Paul Rudd as Ant-Man was amazing.
Yeah.
He had a lot of great scenes. When he first wakes up out of the van, he's like, oh my God, you're Captain America. And he like puts his hands on his shoulder. Then he's like, I know you too.
And I know you too. Yeah.
But you're Captain America. So well done.
So they rewrote that scene because Paul Rudd was starstruck when he met the actors. When he came on set and met all the actors, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, that's how he acted. So I guess the writers liked that reaction and it kind of fit the character really well. And not only that, like he had something to contribute. He was their secret weapon. Tony brought his secret weapon, which was Spider-Man, and Captain brought his secret weapon, which was Ant-Man. There's no which one was better. It was just they were both
great secret weapons.
Awesome. Yes. And let me tell you, man, I was happy to see the ant on the arrow tip scene.
Right.
That was awesome.
So good.
But when he said something to the effect of, I do have one other trick, but I might break in half, I knew right away exactly what he was talking about. Because in the comics, there's so many references to the biological changes to going giant. And
the big thing in the comic was also it was a strain on the heart.
Yes. So there's a lot of consequences to going super big. Yeah. So the fact that he opens up with that, I was like, oh, I know where he's going with this. And he hits the button. When he goes giant, the whole theater just broke out into applause and cheers.
Yes.
And then Tony says, you guys don't happen to have any other super special powers that we know?
Does anyone on my team have a super secret power they want to tell me about?
And then when they finally take him down and he gets small and he takes his helmet off, he's like, does anybody have orange slices? I mean, he was holding his own as he was
especially
fighting.
When he was giant.
But when he gives Captain America the little truck and he's like, throw it at this.
Yeah.
And Rhodey's like, come on. He gets hit. He's like, oh, I thought that was a water truck. That's perfect. I'm looking forward to the next Ant-Man movie for sure.
Definitely. Which is so weird for me to say. I'm looking forward to a Paul Rudd movie.
To a Paul Rudd movie.
Who would have thought?
Altogether, the way the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is doing it, I'm looking forward to movies for characters that I thought were the worst.
Like Ant-Man.
Captain America growing up was a goofy character. He was just American flag-wearing Boy Scout.
In
a world where it was like the X-Men and Wolverine and Batman and Spawn and everybody was super dark. These characters were all goofy and light. And now I'm really looking forward to the next Ant-Man movie. I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? Hi. You want to be on the podcast? What's your name?
Conrad.
Conrad. What'd you pick up today, Conrad? What'd you get?
I got new Lego guys and so my toys are in here too, and those are my comic books.
Oh, cool.
And I'm so excited to be here because of these new Lego guys.
Let me see which Lego guys. Which Lego guys did you get?
I got new ones that I don't.
Oh, look what I got. I got a Lego guy too.
What's his name?
Red Arrow.
Red Arrow.
Oh, you got Loki?
I got Loki, your Catwoman, Plastic Man, Shazam,
You actually got a lot.
Bizarro,
Wow.
Iron Fist, Chewbacca.
Conrad, you have a lot of cool characters right there. Those are awesome. Which one's your favorite?
All of them.
Yeah, buddy. Very cool. Thanks, guys. All right, so where do we leave off on?
I don't remember. I think that's what we should be marking down.
We wrapped up on Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Both teams brought character that was a rookie, basically.
Yeah, a rookie.
And Spider-Man was Iron Man's rookie. What'd you think of the new Spider-Man?
I actually really, really liked it. And I really liked Aunt May, too.
Oh, yeah. Marissa Tomei is hot, man. I love Marissa. I've always liked Marissa Tomei. But there was a few moments when the audience burst out into applause when the words Queens comes up. And we see, everybody knew exactly where they were going with it. Black Widow and Tony are sitting there talking. They're talking about that they need to form a team. And do you have anything up your sleeve? And Tony's like, I know a guy. Immediately the words Queens come up and the audience lost it. The kid that plays Peter Parker is awesome.
Yes, I agree.
He is amazing. I was worried because the actor, I'm not familiar with the actor, right? The only thing I know about him is that he is a friend of Chris Hemsworth. Chris kind of pushed for him to get the role. He got it. And I've only really seen pictures of him and Chris together, and he looks like an older kid. But they really make him look like this dude's like 14, 15 years old. He's just awkward. He has nervous energy. He stutters. He talks really fast. He's fidgety. He's Peter Parker, man. He's perfect. Tony Stark is flustered. He's not really the Tony Stark that we met in Iron Man 1 or in the Avengers. Yeah. No, he's not that. But in that scene when he's recruiting Peter, we get that Tony Stark back.
You see that Tony Stark back.
We get that Tony Stark
snarky,
back.
kind of punchy.
He is in control. He's pitching. He's in a sales pitch.
He's doing what he does best. Business.
Yeah, that was a really good scene. It was a good conversation. They had good dynamic.
There was good chemistry between those two.
There was good chemistry. Peter Parker already must idolize Tony Stark, right? So, of course, it didn't take very much persuading. I mean, all you had to do was convince him that, hey, there's going to be some money involved, or I'll tell your aunt. And what is your name?
My name is Liz.
All right, Liz. So what is your niche in this comic book world?
Star Wars.
Ooh, you like Star Wars.
Firefly.
Very nice. Awesome. So what did you think of the Force Awakens? Did you like it?
I did. I was shocked.
How's that?
When Han.
Oh, man.
I kind of almost took my breath away.
Yeah.
But I was there opening weekend in 1977.
Oh, cool.
I'm old as dirt.
You kind of had to expect it, right? Because Harrison Ford wanted the character killed off. You kind of had a feeling that it was coming, but you didn't know if they were actually going to go through with it. And then when the scene started, you knew what was going to happen. Yes. When he went down the catwalk, your heart sank and you just felt like, oh, here we go. They're going to do it, aren't they? How are they going to do it? Such a sad scene.
It was sad, and I respect his decision to be out of the movie.
Sure.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I also heard online, I don't know if it's true, that he's doing another
Indiana Jones. Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that series too. I've seen him multiple times also. But if I had to choose,
Han Solo. He's one of the few actors from that whole franchise that managed to break away and not be like typecast. He went on to have a great career.
In multiple genres.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you think of the young guys taking over? Rey and Finn.
I liked all the characters. I didn't like the bad guy, Kylo Ren.
Yes.
He reminded me of Anakin Skywalker when he was a teenager, that whiny.
Yeah.
You know, too much whininess and too much neediness in there.
You can definitely see the relation there. And I mean, he is kind of a part of that lineage, right? Anakin would have been his uncle. You know, it kind of runs in the family, I suppose.
I guess. I was wondering, like, where is the self-confidence? Yes, he's young, but if you're going to be a bad where is that narcissistic ego?
I think when he puts that mask on, he's that person, but when he takes his mask off, he's just vulnerable.
I see your point, because when Anakin was the whiny teenager in film 2 or 3, but then he grew into Vader.
Yeah, and then Vader, of course, is one of the Hollywood's ultimate bad guys. So we'll see what they do with Kylo Ren. I'm excited, but I think he's a much better actor than Hayden Christensen was. I kind of buy it more from Kylo Ren than I did from Anakin.
What is your theory on
Rey?
Rey. Who is she related to?
Rey's lineage. Oh, man.
I have my theory.
Who do you think? What is your theory?
She is Luke's daughter.
You think she's Luke's daughter?
Definitely. Here are my reasons. One, she kicked in the forest. With no training, she was stronger.
Yeah.
And Luke was always stronger than Leia.
That's true.
They can't possibly separate the twins again like they do with Luke and Leia.
Yeah, it's been done.
You have to have that they're cousins.
You're saying Kylo Ren and Rey are cousins. That would be pretty cool. What about the theory that she's Obi-Wan's daughter?
Too old.
It's too old? There's a lot of... Well, Obi-Wan died he died in A New Hope.
And Luke was, say, 19 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
She's 19 to 20. How would that be possible unless she time traveled?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, how old is she in the movie?
I would say 17 to 20. She's in that late teen, early 20.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it doesn't really, the numbers don't add up. Huh?
No, the numbers wouldn't add up.
Disney knows what they're doing. There was a lot of worry with Disney buying out all these companies, but I think they're in good hands.
With the exception of, I've seen a YouTube of the shows they do for Star Wars, and I just hang my head.
Which shows? The animated ones?
No, the live, when you're at the park. And, you know, the dancing Darth Vader and the stormtroopers, and I just kind of...
You want a little more serious tone? Have you seen the video with the little girl where she's doing the Jedi training class and Darth Vader shows up, and then where she's expected to kind of like put up a fight against Darth Vader, she actually kneels down in front of him. Have you seen that?
No.
So Darth Vader comes out, right? And this little maybe 4 or 5 year old girl, she has her little Padawan robes on and a little lightsaber, and Darth Vader comes out, and the audience is expecting her to either cower away or try to fight him. And instead, she kneels down in front of him, like as if to you know...
Traitor.
Yeah.
She folded.
She folded. It was a very cool scene. Totally unexpected. The audience started clapping. It was really cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. I was super nervous, but this sounds...
Oh, it's pretty cool.
It was fun.
It's just chatting.
Yeah.
What's your name, man?
My name's Isaiah.
Hey, Isaiah. What's your favorite comic book character?
My favorite comic book character is Batman or Superman.
Batman or Superman. They got in a fight, right? If Batman put on his armor and got some kryptonite dust and it actually went down and nobody stopped him, who would win in a fight?
Well, I would have to see Superman, but I would have to go with Batman team.
Team Batman?
Yep, Team Batman.
Why is that?
Well, Batman is one of my favorite superheroes. I really like Batman so a lot.
Do you like that he's just like a regular guy?
Yeah.
Kind of hanging out with these superheroes?
Yeah.
No real powers, right? He's just kind of using his technology and his resources to keep up.
Well, yeah, he is a billionaire for one.
He's a billionaire. He's the world's greatest detective, right? He has all the technology. He has all the suits.
He has a lot of Robins.
He has got a lot of Robins, unfortunately, man. He goes through them quite a bit.
A lot of them died.
Yep, they do. And a lot of them came back, though.
Like Jason Todd.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you heard the theory of the Joker from the latest Suicide Squad movie?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It seems really not that bad, I guess.
Some people on the internet are saying is that the Joker, Jared Leto's the Joker in Suicide Squad, is Batman's ex-Robin.
It does make sense.
Right?
Yeah, it does make sense.
That would be
Batman
cool, right?
Beyond, it did show he was the Joker.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond.
Yep, that's a good show right there, man.
Batman Beyond is so good.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Well, thank you very much for sitting in with us.
Well,
and thank you for talking Batman. So I'm speaking with Alicia, my daughter. She usually comes out with me on, most Comic-Cons, most events. She's the one that rolls with me. So, Alicia, I know you do watch a lot of the CW shows.
Yeah.
Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow. Which is your favorite character of those?
The villain.
Felicity?
Oh, I hate Felicity.
Why do you hate Felicity? Why? We were pushing so hard for Felicity and Oliver to become a couple.
No, we weren't. I was never.
Yeah, you were trying to ship them. You had your fanfic.
I was never.
You had the Olicity website, and then they finally get together, and you want to kill them off.
She's annoying, though.
She is a little bit annoying. She was really funny at the beginning.
No, she was never funny.
She was funny. She was really cool. And then all of a sudden, she just got really dramatic. I mean, to the point where it really dragged down the Oliver and all the other characters as well. The Oliver can't do anything without her getting super sad and serious about things.
Maybe that's how CW perceives women.
You think so?
Yeah.
How so?
Because they always have to break down, don't they? Or have a man. Think about it. You can't say no because you know it's true.
Yeah, I don't watch many CW shows besides the
DC.
comic.
They all have to have a man or be chasing a man. Yes.
Laurel doesn't have a man.
But Laurel is different.
They have strong female characters.
No.
He is a pretty strong female character. She's coming on her own.
Yeah, but they always have to start off really hot mess.
Yeah, they're all hot messes. Even the guys are hot messes though. Oliver's a super hot mess. What about the Flash? The Flash has strong female characters.
No.
No?
I disagree hardcore.
Why?
Because so the what's her name? The other scientist.
You don't put your cheek up.
The other scientist.
Hey Thomas, what's the Killer Frost's name in the Flash? Is it Caitlin Frost? Caitlin Snow? Isn't Caitlin Snow Game of Thrones? Caitlin Snow. She's a strong, smart character.
No, she's like
What?
she's been crying over a man for the past few seasons, over and over again.
Two men, two different men.
You need to be independent, girl. Like honestly, Dad.
Yes.
You remember when you said Laurel was a strong character?
Yeah.
How come they killed her off?
They killed her off. Spoilers.
So have spoilers.
You know they're just gonna bring her back.
No,
They're just gonna throw her in the
pit.
In the pit, yeah. And then she's gonna just come back as
They're
a
gonna
different
dip her
canary.
in.
They're gonna dip her, just her head in.
No double dipping, y'all. We need a show with more strong-willed females.
You should watch
And
Supergirl.
shows, I know, I do. That don't care about men.
What about
And we need
Agents of
women
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
of color. I don't watch that.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has a lot of strong female characters too.
Are they the main characters, or is it one
Yeah.
male
No.
character?
Well, the main character of the show is Coulson, Agent Coulson. But he has May, Agent May, and then there's Sky, who became Daisy or Quake. She has superpowers. She's a strong character. There's Simmons, or is it Fitz? It's Simmons. Scientist, brilliant. They do have their stories where they're like in relationships, but their character doesn't revolve around it. And the male characters have those similar type stories too. They have
So the
relationships.
show isn't based on like relationships. Like, do relationships
Nope.
ruin the whole problem? Like Arrow, like that's the problem I have.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, that's why Flash can sometimes be better than Arrow because
Yeah.
Flash focuses on being a hero.
It does have those little side stories, you're
Yeah.
right, but it doesn't hijack the entire show.
Yeah,
It doesn't turn into like a soap opera. So what did you think of Civil War?
I'm neutral on it. I don't think it's amazing, but I don't think it's bad.
If you had one superhero movie that you thought was amazing, what would it be?
Could it be a show?
Sure.
Daredevil.
Ooh, good choice. All right, thank you, Alicia. Do you guys want to? Yeah, have a seat. Hey, how you doing?
How's it going?
Pretty good. What's your name?
Lance Watkins.
Lance, very nice to meet you, Lance. And where's your stake in all of this superhero sci-fi stuff that we surround ourselves with?
I'm loving every second of it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I grew up a fan of Marvel, and now all the movies are coming out, and I go to midnight showing of every single one of them.
What did you grow up reading?
I got into comics probably after the first Spider-Man film, the Tobey
cool.
Maguire one.
The Tobey Maguire one?
Yeah, and then I think that Christmas my mom came home with for just a stack of Spider-Man books.
Nice.
So I started there and traded those in for some X Factors, and
Nice,
just went
dude.
on from there.
Yeah, I grew up reading X Factor myself, dude. I was big in the X books. But Spider-Man 2, for the longest time, sat as one of my favorite comic books. Obviously, before like the Avengers and Iron Man. I mean, Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock was probably one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. Man.
Yeah, I have to agree. Tobey Maguire killed it in that
Yeah.
in that version of it, and Doc Ock was probably the best villain we've seen in a comic book movie at that
Dude,
point.
Alfred Molina was spot on as Dr. Octopus.
It literally looked like he just popped out of the pages.
Yeah.
He looked exactly like the character.
So have you seen Civil War?
I did, seen it twice.
So Tobey Maguire, I forget the name of the kid from The Amazing
Andrew
Spider-
Garfield.
Andrew Garfield, and I don't know the name of the kid from this.
Tom Holland.
There you go. Boom. So you should have a podcast. Who's your favorite Spider-Man out of those three? Who do you think nailed it?
I appreciated Tobey Maguire. I think Andrew Garfield was a much better Spider-Man, but then Tom Holland, he kills it in this.
Both sides. Both sides.
He has it perfectly. He has the snarkiness.
Yep.
He has that give and take with Robert Downey Jr. in those scenes.
They have a good dynamic, right?
They really do.
He does. He has that nervous energy. He has that fidgetiness a little bit, and it's funny because Tom and I were talking about this. He was definitely the rookie. He had no idea what's going on, and he plays that so well, and you could hear it in his voice. It's pretty awesome.
Because Tom Holland, he was 12 when the first Iron Man came out.
Yeah.
So what 12-year-old wasn't a big fan of
totally.
superhero movies, right?
Totally.
And so that excitedness and nervousness that Peter Parker has is honestly probably what Tom Holland is feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
He grew up watching those movies, and now as soon
now
as
he's
Andrew Garfield
freaking Spider-Man.
Yeah,
dude.
now he's Spider-Man. He saw Andrew Garfield be cast and be like, oh man, it would be so amazing to be in these superhero films, to be a Peter Parker. And then they reboot it and he gets the chance to do it.
And he gets a chance. I'm honestly, I was not a fan of Andrew Garfield. I didn't like that take on Peter Parker.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire hit the nerdy part of Peter Parker, but I didn't really like as Spider-Man. He didn't bring it as much as the snarkiness that should have been. What Garfield did do in the suit.
Yes,
but
yeah,
like I said, Tom Holland, he just crushed it
all the way around. The apartment scene where Tony's recruiting him, that was such a great introduction to Peter Parker. Right off the bat, I knew they got the right kid.
Oh yeah, and as soon as they showed Queens on the screen, when they went to it, the theater went nuts.
Yeah, because the audience. Yeah, the audience. Yeah, dude, I even clapped pretty loudly myself. Oh, yeah. But thank you for talking with us, and check out our podcast.
Hi guys, this is Mario from Reality Break. I'm here with Thomas and Maiko from the Comic Relief Podcast because it's Free Comic Book Day. Yay!
Yeah!
So anyway, guys, we're here doing your show too, apparently. We got recording.
We're double dipping today.
Double dipping. No, it's a crossover.
Oh, there
we're
you go.
Crossover.
Events.
Crossover.
Oh, man.
So wait, you're Supergirl? And
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'll be
totally.
Supergirl.
I'll be Flash.
You'll be Flash, yeah.
That sounds good.
Awesome.
Yep. Did you guys watch the crossover?
I did. I loved it. It was so good.
It was good.
They were so cute together. I mean, it was like...
They really were.
They had a great chemistry, so I'm hoping we get to see Supergirl go the other way. To CW. To CW.
Just stay in the
which may
CW.
just happen. Yeah, totally.
How's your Free Comic Book Day going so far, man?
Pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good comics. They had a great selection, and all the extras, they had like overstock and stuff too. I was like, why is the line taking so long? Free Comic Book Day never takes this long. Oh, okay, because they just giving away other comics everybody's going through.
Oh, yeah.
It is the quarter bins.
Yeah.
I picked up Serenity, obviously, and Suicide Squad, Doctor Who, because
pick up Rom?
Yes, I grabbed a Rom too.
So the quarter bins are actually where Thomas does all his comic book shopping.
Pretty much.
That's it. He lives and dies out of the quarter bins.
Out of the 70s and 80s, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's waiting to grab that one gem that he knows is going to be perfect. That one.
Oh, absolutely.
That one old X-Men that somebody missed. And yes, I have it.
Oh yeah. And not only that, and then
You laugh.
But
Mega Man number 4. Picked it up here for $1.
Did you really?
Significance?
Awesome.
Do you know it?
Mega Man number 4?
Omega Man.
No, what's the first appearance?
First appearance of Lobo.
Oh,
wow.
Dude, no way, really?
All right.
For $1.
Pizza. I'll be back. It's a pizza. Bye. Hey, real quick. So, Free Comic Book Day is like a lot of publishers do promos and stuff for Free Comic Book Day. So, what are you looking forward to coming in the next year that they're that some of the publishers are pushing right now or really trying to get out there?
I'm actually really looking forward to the stuff that Image is doing. Image has some very, very good comics right now. Saga is one of my favorites. They have a lot of good stories coming out of Image right now. I think honestly that's the future of where we're creatively going with comics. So Marvel and DC are definitely tied in with their movies, with their TV shows, and they're kind of trying to integrate all that into one big recognizable franchise.
Yeah, with the movies and the shows and everything. Yeah, it's like before the movies are driving the shows, and now it's almost like the shows are driving the movies.
The other way
when
around.
They're like canceling Fantastic Four and canceling all that stuff. So we want our stuff back from Fox now. So no more comics for you guys.
Exactly. So we're getting our creative juices flowing over from Image now. Image is kind of I see them leading the way. Once they figure out how to do Saga on the big screen or on the TV, I think that'll become a big hit. They have a lot of good titles over at Image right now, man.
Yeah. So is that something that you want to see? Is some of these more independent comics becoming shows, or are you kind of more of the purist where like I don't want my comics? I don't. You can't make a movie out of this book because it's so good in the book, and now if you're gonna dilute it, if you put it on the CW with pretty people, and
I'm not a purist. I'm definitely not a hipster when it comes to stuff like that. I believe that these stories are awesome. They're really well put together, and I think they should be shared on the big screen, on the TV. I like that all these stories that I grew up with Marvel and DC and are finally coming out, and other people can see that they are awesome, that we weren't just the nerds reading nonsense, that these stories are legitimately well-written stories with great characters and awesome arcs.
Exactly. I totally agree, because I'm a movie guy, obviously, and I'm really excited that, all these characters are not just relegated to these cheap, plastic, terrible acted, movies, and now they're actually like getting some of the respect that they deserve.
Yes.
And even when it comes to TV, too, which has generally been a lower budget, lower quality medium, is now also getting those big budgets. What are the current shows that you're watching right now?
Love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
still
I've fallen
good.
behind on that one myself, but
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear that you've been.
Arrow has fallen off a little bit. Yeah, a lot of it. It's just turned into a big soap opera, which I'm not a fan of. I need to see the vigilante side, the inside of Arrow come back, man.
Just need to fix Green Arrow.
They need to fix Green Arrow. I don't think we're done with Green Arrow. We're nowhere near done with the stories they could tell with Green Arrow.
I mean, there's plenty of flashbacks left.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
They have to stop with the island.
Yeah. At what point is Arrow going to jump the shark? At what point are we just like, okay, now the show's just gotten completely stupid? And, and we've lost the following. You know, where it starts to go downhill and ruined it. I mean, you say it's kind of turning into a soap opera
A little
with
bit.
the whole Felicity stuff. And the last time I saw Felicity, she was pretty cool. And I guess there's been a lot of drama with her and stuff lately.
They've really dragged on this relationship between Oliver and Felicity. So the last season ended with them running off to get married, and this season's kind of starting off with them coming back. There's just a lot of romantic conflict. When I'm going through my DVR, right, and I'm going through all the shows, and I'm wondering what I'm going to watch next, when I come across The Arrow, I kind of hesitate. I kind of wonder if there's anything on Netflix, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just kind of, it almost seems like a chore, and I don't want the show to be like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to get it. I want to.
Yeah.
When I see the Flash, there's a Flash recorded.
Yeah.
I jump on that.
Like, woohoo!
Yes, I get excited for that.
You're liking the Flash. Are you watching Supergirl also?
Supergirl starting to finally come in on its own.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan right off the bat. The first few episodes were a little all over the place for me. They were a little campy. The episode that I started really enjoying the show was after the Red Kryptonite, right?
Yeah. Oh, that
the
was
Red
such a great
Kryptonite
show.
episode.
Absolutely.
But then the more I thought about it, and after Tom and I kind of discussed it, I think Bizarro Supergirl was the turning point. You're right. That's one where it kind of took a little serious tone. For me, the Red Kryptonite episode has been my favorite episode. So far.
that was a really good episode. I agree. I like the nod to Superman 3 in the bar. That was awesome.
The show actually shows that the citizens of National City do like Supergirl. They do support her. She is a hero in that city.
Supergirl is more that Christopher Reeve era, that bright color, that hero. And that's really the Superman that I love. Christopher Reeve Superman was my Superman. I mean, that was you know,
he's still when I picture Superman in my mind, I picture Christopher Reeve.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, the saving the cat from a tree, the stopping the bank robbers, the fly off into the sun, smile at the camera,
and that's what Supergirl is doing. That's what Snyder should have done in his movies.
That's just it, though. Should have done, or you know, it's going to be a different take on it, though.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
going to be
you know,
a very
that's
different take on it. Yeah,
you know, and I mean, I know they're leading up to Darkseid. Wait, is it Darkseid or Darkseid?
I say Darkseid.
Okay, I say Darkseid too. I say Darkseid. I don't know because it's EI. I don't know. Anyways, that Civil War.
Yeah, right.
It's Darkseid.
It's Darkseid. But yeah, I mean that could have been a good, you know, overarching villain, and like they're doing with Thanos.
Yes,
you know, he's kind of there in the background. You know, so we'll have Doomsday as our big bad, and then no, it's Darkseid.
Yeah,
you know, here comes Darkseid for the big final Infinity.
They're rushing it. They're rushing it, man.
Okay,
because Doomsday is an incredibly powerful villain. I mean, you said he ran through the He should have been.
Yeah.
He beat in the books. He beat the Justice League basically one armed. When he came down on his crucifix
he was like
thing,
trapped in his thing.
Yeah, that's what they kind of like. They can't kill him, so they basically restrained him and jettisoned him off into space. So when he showed up, he only had one arm out of the restraint and leveled the Justice League like that.
Wow. Yeah.
So for him to just kind of be done away with in a quarter of a movie, it's a
It was literally 15 minutes.
It was a good fight.
It's a disservice.
I thought it was a good fight. I thought it was a pretty fun fight. Whoa.
Hold on.
All right.
So I have a problem with the fight.
Here
we are. We're in the middle of the fight, right?
Okay, middle of the fight.
Everything.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You know where I'm going?
I know where you're going with that, yep.
Everything is going awesome. Like, the fight, freaking Wonder Woman jumps in with the shield.
The shield, everything.
Batman's like, I can't do nothing. I better bail.
Yeah.
It's
Batman's hiding behind a stone. Like,
and it's going awesome. And then freaking Lois Lane gets trapped. And Superman, in the middle of explosions and fighting, there's this faint little knocking of
I disagree.
her trapped underwater.
But
and flies to save her. Like, the whole town is being blown apart by this thing, and only you really have the ability to impact it, and Wonder Woman, and you just leave.
Right. But yes, they established that though at the beginning of the movie. He comes from half a world away, and he knew she was in trouble. He is, and that's been a thing in the comics though too. Is he's tuned into Lois? He knows when Lois is in trouble. Either he hears her heartbeat, or he knows he hears her call for help at any time, and he will always save Lois.
Right,
and,
but I don't think that needed to break up the fight. Like, why did that scene even have to happen?
It broke up the pace of the fight.
Yeah. You just broke the pace of the fight. It's going boom, 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 boom. Oh, visually awesome. I'm being blown away. There goes Wonder Woman. There goes Batman. There goes Superman just left.
I think that was part of their rush to get in the whole death of Superman and stuff, because there was this big, super, exciting, very, really intense fight, and then we need to slow down because we're gonna have a somber moment here.
Yeah.
Because and
a touching moment.
It was terrible. Just thinking about it objectively, as like, okay, if I'm trying to make this movie, we need to slow the pacing down right now because this is gonna be a somber moment. That's the way they chose to do it. They didn't do a very good job with that part.
So I know you haven't seen Civil War yet.
I haven't. I'm going to see it today. Going to see it today. Yay!
Now,
cannot wait. It's gonna be awesome.
When you watch it, you're gonna walk out and say, "That's how Batman versus Superman should have been."
Yeah, Marvel's really killing it. In the '90s it was DC. And now it's Marvel. So it's Marvel's turn. Image is next. Image for 2020s.
I hope so. They're talking about doing Spawn and stuff, and they're talking about doing a few other things. So we'll see.
All right. Well, I think we've been talking for a really long time. So all right, everybody. Thanks. This is Mario from Reality Break. Again, Thomas and Maiko from Comic Relief Podcast. So
get in there, nice and intimate with the microphone. Right?
Sure.
I'm sorry. Can I have your name one more time?
Hi, my name is Dean Lacrone. I'm a cartoonist here in San Diego.
Very cool. Very cool. And what have you worked on? What sort of cartoons?
I do a lot of freelance stuff.
Oh, nice.
I vaguely tapped into some animation stuff for a friend of mine who has a web series. He and his wife are actors up in L.A., but a lot of freelance stuff over the years. Nothing major with any of the major studios or comic book companies. But I do have quite a body of work. I used to be the president of the Southern California Cartoonist Society for a few years. I know a lot of people and have friends and colleagues within the comic book and cartooning industry here in Southern California.
And you're here promoting an art exhibit that's going up?
Yes, I am here dressed as my steampunk character, Dr. Artemis Peepers. Dr. Peepers. Check him out on Facebook for his fan page.
Costume is awesome.
Thank you so much.
Very cool.
I am here to help promote for the California Center for the Arts in Escondido here in San Diego, a colossal dual art gallery preview party. The gallery shows will be open for 4 months. One is My Hero, which focuses on the theme is superheroes, and the other one is Unlocking Wonderland, which focuses on the 60 years anniversary celebration of Alice in Wonderland, the book. The artists are all from around the world, and specifically Hollywood. We have artists from DreamWorks and Marvel Studios and Disney Studios and Blizzard Entertainment and many more. We're going to have really awesome. Stone Brewing Company is providing beer. We'll have wine, DJ. We have live artist Daniel James doing live art. He's spectacular. Friday night, 7:30, May 20th, California Center for the Arts. The show's open for 4 months if you can't make it. Any cosplayers who show up get a free drink ticket, which is fun.
That's gonna be fun.
And so I'm seeking out cosplayers. We have a Tim Burton style Batmobile and a colossal looking Batman who custom built that Batmobile. I'll be there as the Joker. And cool. Dean Lacrone, Lecrone. If you go to my Facebook page, you can find photos of me as the Joker, all taken by Alan Freeman. I have to put a plug in for Alan Freeman. AFreemanPhotography.com. And the event is curated and organized in a titanic way by Tracy Black. She is a fantastic creative person who organizes all kinds of events for artists and such, and she curated the Unlocking Wonderland. So it's going to be a heck of a night. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm here at the SoCal Free Comic Book Day to run around and promote it, and I figured dressing as Dr. Artemis Peepers, Dr. Peepers would draw a lot of attention to me, and that I'd be able to pass out quite a few flyers.
Sure. So, first of all, Tim Burton's Batmobile is, in my humble opinion, the best Batmobile of all the Batmobiles.
Yeah, me too. And this one looks, this is an exact replica. The guy is amazing. His name is Chris Banner. I'm really looking forward to diving in as the Joker. That's my next question is, tell me about your Joker cosplay. Yeah, my Joker cosplay, I went and bought a costume, but I do the makeup myself, and it's it's just a combination of Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, and Heath Ledger. But my friend Tracy Black, who curated the show, she calls me Joker Lacrone because I just simply bring my personality into it. I'm not really doing an impersonation of any of those three guys, but I'm just doing my version of it.
How long does it take you to do the makeup?
Geez, I haven't done it in a while. 40 minutes, half an hour, 40, because there's not much to it. You white, and then the lips, and sort of the shading around the eyes, and then you just tweak it a little bit. Actually, it's good to put it on early, because when you sweat a little bit, it actually makes it look look even better.
I could see that working for Heath Ledger's take, right?
Right. It looks like in The Dark Knight, his Joker had been wearing that makeup for a week.
Yeah.
It's just so grungy and it's dripping off his face, cracking, and it's disturbing.
Exactly. And let's see. The Art Center is on 340 North Escondido Boulevard in Escondido, California. Go check it out. That's going to be open May 21st through August 14th. Oh, there's a preview party on the 20th.
That's what I was explaining to you. Yeah, that preview party is with the Stone Brewing Company and the cosplayers and the Tim Burton style Batmobile. And go to unlockingwonderland.com. You'll see a video. It's a charity fundraiser that helps kids get prosthetic arms and legs, kids who around the world have been affected by natural disasters or war zones and stuff. I think mainly it's to bring attention to it, mainly.
Sure. Very cool. Well, thank you very much for coming on, talking to us, and tell us about this. Sounds like a good time.
Thank you so much for having me here on your podcast. This has been great. Thank you so much for letting me promote this. Dr. Peepers, Dean Lacrone, over and out.
Where can we find your work at?
You can find me on Facebook. Type in Dean Lacrone, DeanLecrone. My website is so old, but you can go and I need to really update it. DeanLacrone.com. You can check out Dr. Peepers on Facebook, facebook.com/DrPeepers, Dr. Peepers, steampunk icon.
Thank you very much, Dr. Peepers. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
How you doing today?
Doing good. Free comic book day. It's wonderful.
Yeah, you
wonderful
can't beat it, right? Can't beat it.
Rain, snow, or shine. Everybody comes to get the
absolutely. And what's your name?
My name is Ryan.
Ryan, nice to meet you. Ryan, you're with Toy Star Collectibles, right?
I am with Toy Star Collectibles.
Excellent. You guys got a Collectors Expo coming up here.
We have a Collectors Expo coming up. This is something we've been doing annually now for about 2 years now. This will be our third show. We've been collaborating here for Free Comic Book Day and other non-Free Comic Book Day related events with Jamie and the SoCalComics group for a while now. What Toy Star Collectibles it was started by four guys, Robert DiMolanta, Manny DeLeon, Jeff Anoya, and myself, Ryan Molina. And what we expect Toy Stars to eventually become is this is sort of the beginning of what we want to be, a community. And the community is essentially a community of people who are embracing the collector environment of anything comic book related, movie paraphernalia, any sort of a collecting environment that the recent surge of comic book movies and its popularity of TV shows have started to propagate, right?
Cool.
And we're seeing so many people embracing this on everything from Facebook to Instagram. People are starting to use articulated action figures as a means of creating artwork in and of themselves. We've seen communities in LA, which is a very large collectors community.
I bet, man.
Just a large community in general.
Yeah,
right? For all fan
anything.
bases,
yeah.
Right? And so they had a place out there, and we're in no way affiliated with the people, but we were very impressed by the group that calls themselves Frankensons.
Okay.
Where they have essentially a huge warehouse full of vendors that are there.
Getting close to the necklace. Yeah.
Full of vendors that are there weekly from I think Wednesdays and Saturdays, and we saw that and said, how do we recreate something like that up here?
Down here?
And while there's still a lot of chatter about it, and we're far from it, we really have been using these shows as a means of checking the appetite around San Diego County. It's become an opportunity to network and get people together to see that there's people out here that love.
It's almost like a grassroots campaign, right?
It's
kind of what it feels like. Yeah.
Have you heard of NerdCon?
I have heard. Is that up in North County?
It's up in North County, and I think they got it again this August. Last year's show, it was the first time they did it, and it was a huge cosplay event. We got everything together, and there was a lot of planning that went into it. We were very impressed with the level of planning that went into that. We don't know any of the people specifically that do that, but we plan to go this year and just kind of see how it went down. Those are the things that we want to see more of out here. I mean, we're the home of San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly, right?
For the last several years that we've gone to Comic Con, we've seen the vendor community there and the comic book community in general kind of decline in favor of just a lot of the other big Hollywood events. And so we've gotten to the point where we've seen people not go because they're saying that there's just no place for us there anymore. And so we wanted to recreate that opportunity. We have a lot of families that come to us and tell us that they love our events.
But the thing is, though, is like, I mean, anyone that lives in these communities in San Diego, and if you do collect, there are groups out there. If you go on Facebook, there's plenty of Facebook groups. There's people out there that collect. They're just not necessarily organized or aware that there's larger communities. Right. It's not like it's non-existent. The people are out there.
They are, and they're out, and there's a lot of them out there. And the more we do this, the more of those people we find. And we're not we're not saying we're the best people doing it. By all means, we're not. We're trying to find the people that want to do it mostly.
Yeah.
And that's what we're finding with any community. It's not so much just putting it together. It's finding the people that want to do it.
Yeah.
And want to do it consistently.
Yeah.
And have a true passion for it, right?
Is it a challenge to try to get different niches or different groups of collectors? For example, you have like people that collect Hot Wheels, people that collect a certain era of action figures, people that collect Barbies or something, you know what I mean? Is it hard to kind of wrangle them all in and get them all on the same page? Is that a challenge?
It is certainly a challenge, mostly because what you're going to find in a lot of those niche groups is they all want to operate within their own niches.
Yeah.
Right? So you'll get My Little Pony as an example.
Yeah.
They have BronyCons, right? I mean, these are communities that have grown so far amongst themselves that they're big enough to hold their own events.
Yeah.
So we keep it on more of a smaller scale where we try to get mostly vendors, people who have either specific groups of things they're selling. So the show is going to be on June 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's going to be located in Mira Mesa, specifically off of Mira Mesa Boulevard at the Country Inn and Suites.
Yep.
For those unfamiliar with Mira Mesa Boulevard, if you're headed either north or south on the 805 freeway, you exit Mira Mesa Boulevard and you go east a couple miles or so, and you're going to see a Chili's restaurant. You can't miss Country Inn. It's right there. It's in a ballroom area. We have a pretty big ballroom area reserved. We typically have around 15 or so vendors. We're going to have a Tamiya race car, those little electric race car events with about a 200-foot track.
That's cool.
It was a wonderful thing last time. We are doing raffles all day, ranging from small things that some of our fellow vendors contribute and donate to a grand prize later that'll be the equivalent of something likely Hot Toys related or around that. So definitely come out. It'll be a good time. It's definitely family oriented. First 25 kids that show up will be subject to a grab bag full of various little toys and things that they can go and play with and walk off with. No charge. It's free to come in.
And where can people go to find more information online?
So you can go onto ToyStarsCollectibles.com. You can find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram under the same name.
So check it out, Toy Star Collectibles, a collector's expo, Sunday, June 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Country Inn Suites on 5975 Lutz Boulevard in San Diego, California, 92121. Check them out at ToyStarCollectibles.com. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
And what is your name?
Lena.
Lena? So, Lena, who is your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man, I guess.
Spider-Man. Why do you like Spider-Man?
I like how the costume looks.
The costume's awesome, right? Costume's awesome because anybody in the world, even if they've never read a comic book or know anything about comic books,
they'll still be excited to see like the costume, even if they don't know anything about it.
Even if they've never heard his name, they know that his name is probably Spider-Man for some reason.
Because it looks like that.
What's your other favorite superheroes?
Deadpool.
Deadpool. Why do you like Deadpool?
He's funny.
Yeah.
In general.
He also kind of looks like Spider-Man a little bit. Costume looks very similar, right?
Yeah, I mean it's red, so it's pretty close.
Yeah.
And it has a little like
red and black.
Yeah.
And white. Yep. Did you watch the Deadpool movie?
No.
That's good.
I'm only 9.
That's good. That was a trick question. You passed. Good job.
Yay.
So you like Spider-Man. You like Deadpool. What was the last superhero movie that you watched?
Batman vs Superman.
Ooh, what did you think about Batman vs Superman?
It was good.
It was good?
It's just at the end it was heartbreaking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were you sad?
Yes.
Were you sad when they fought Doomsday?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't. It was just exciting.
So what was the saddest part?
When Superman died.
Oh, you think he'll come back?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because Franco right here told me that in the comics he came back 1,000 times.
Because he knows. That was a big deal. Back in the 90s, they had a whole big story where Superman died, and it was on the news, and it was all over the place, and then they brought him back to life. What did you think about Wonder Woman?
It was cool. I just thought the beat was unnecessary.
The what was unnecessary?
The beat. Like when she
The
came
drums?
out. Yeah.
You didn't like it?
I thought it was just unnecessary, kind of, but it still went cool. I mean, it was
You
still
were the
fine.
first person I've heard that does not like that drums.
It was still fine, though.
Yeah?
It was just kind of unnecessary at the second.
It was a little different, right? It was like the tone.
The fighting, like, why? Why? Like, it's kind of going somewhere here, and
yeah.
I don't think the tone going good with the what's happening.
That's true. They did give her like a tribal warrior kind of a beat, which you're right. It didn't really match with Batman or Superman. It was kind of like her own thing. Yeah. Are you excited for the Wonder Woman movie?
Yeah.
Very cool.
I might watch it with my mom and my friend Merch.
That's like all girls only.
Yeah.
Girls' night out at the movies.
Yeah, or Lily.
There you go.
Might.
She might like it. Yeah.
Because I mean, she'd never seen any other movies about that. But...
No other superhero movies. What about Supergirl? Do you watch Supergirl on TV?
No.
It's a good show. Do you watch the Teen Titans cartoon?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, right? Who's your favorite Teen Titan?
Raven.
Raven?
Dark and mysterious.
She is. She's all emo. All right, well, thank you very much for doing the interview. It was a pleasure talking to you.
You're welcome.
Lily, who is your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman? Cool. He's one of my favorites, too. Why do you like Batman so much?
Because he always beats the Joker.
Yeah, the Joker needs to be beat. What cartoons do you watch?
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network? Do you watch, like, Steven Universe?
Yeah.
You watch, that's pretty cool. Do you watch Adventure Time?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character on Adventure Time?
The girl.
Which one? Which princess? Princess Bubblegum?
Yes.
Do you watch Teen Titans?
Yes.
Yeah? If you could dress up like any superhero on Halloween, who would you dress up as?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman? Whoa, that is very cool. Did you watch the Batman vs. Superman movie?
No.
Wonder Woman's in the movie. She's probably like the strongest character in the movie. Thanks, guys. No problem. And your name is?
Adrian.
All right, so I got a couple questions for you, right? If you could have any superpowers, but it had to be one superpower, what would it be?
To control the weather.
To control the weather. Wow, that is a very interesting superpower. Why would you want to control the weather?
So that people would have what kind of weather they would like.
That's pretty good. So they'd have to come ask you, and then you would do it for them?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. So it would be like nice and sunny every day?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Deadpool.
Deadpool. Why Deadpool?
Because he has 2 swords and 2 pistols.
Yeah. And he's funny too, right?
Yeah.
And who's your favorite villain?
Probably Thor's brother.
Loki? Oh, why? How come you like Loki so much?
Because he was in the Avengers Part 1.
Yeah, he was awesome. He's very mischievous. If you could be one superhero for Halloween, which would it be?
Iron Man.
Iron Man? Well, you have a lot of variety here. You would be if your superpower would be to control the weather, your favorite hero is Deadpool, your favorite villain is Loki, and if you could dress up as any superhero for Halloween, it would be Iron Man?
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. What if you had to do a villain for Halloween? Who would it be?
Probably Loki.
Loki? All right. Oh, okay, and your name is?
Christina.
Christina, who is your favorite My Little Pony?
Pinkie Pie.
Pinkie Pie? That's a good pony. And who is your favorite superhero?
Scarlet Witch.
Ooh, really? Did you watch Civil War yet?
No.
The newest movie? No? Scarlet Witch. Why do you like Scarlet Witch? That's a very interesting answer.
Because I like her powers.
Yep. She can do just about anything she wants as long as she's only limited by her imagination. It's very cool. Did you watch The Age of Ultron with Scarlet Witch? Yeah, she was awesome. Are you guys going to go see Civil War? The new movie?
Yeah, we probably will.
I think you're really going to like Scarlet Witch in that movie. Who's your favorite villain?
I like Ultron.
Ultron. Ooh, that's a really good villain. Favorite superhero is Scarlet Witch, and your favorite villain is Ultron.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's very cool. If you could have any superpowers in the world, but it could only be one, what would it be?
Teleportation.
Teleportation?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very cool power. Why would you select teleportation?
So I won't be late for school.
Nice. You can just wake up and immediately be at school?
Yeah.
If you could be any hero for Halloween, who would it be?
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch. Not bad. Okay, well, thank you very much for interviewing with us. Do you want to come?
Welcome.
And what's your name, sir?
Joseph.
Joseph, who is your all-time favorite superhero?
Hulk.
The Hulk? Yeah, buddy. I like the Hulk. Why is he your favorite?
Because I like the color he has.
He's awesome color, and he also smashes everything. Who's your favorite bad guy?
Ultron.
Ultron?
Mm-hmm.
Good choices. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Flying.
Flying? Mm-hmm. Dude, that'd be cool. Have you ever dressed up like a hero for Halloween?
No.
No? If you could dress up like a hero, who would it be?
Maybe Spider-Man.
Good choice. I like Spider-Man. Why do you like Spider-Man?
Because he shoots webs out of his hand.
Yep, that's right, and he swings from the webs, huh? That's awesome. So you like the Hulk, you like Spider-Man, you like Ultron, and your favorite power would be flight. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
And what would your superhero name be if you had to pick one?
I don't know.
You'd have to think about it?
Maybe.
Where do you want to continue?
Let's go ahead and just continue with the Black Panther. The Black Panther was, this is going to be repetitive every time, was awesome. He was perfect. They nailed him. Of course, after I watch a movie like this, I always go online to see what the nerds are debating about and what others are saying. And I heard an interesting argument that people were saying, well, it seems like now everybody's a super soldier, or everybody has a super soldier, like all of a sudden. The question was, how is it that he's so fast, so strong? We get it that he has a bulletproof suit. You know, even when he was out of the suit, he was still holding himself up and fighting against Winter Soldier. Yeah, that's an easy question. Wakanda is a civilization that has never been conquered. So it is a civilization that sits in Africa and has never had its scientific or social or educational achievements stifled through some sort of defeat or by being conquered. If you think about it, they're probably one of the most scientifically advanced societies on this earth. They've essentially homegrown their super soldier.
Or you could just boil it down to, it was mystical. So, I mean, it could easily be that, you know, that the necklace that he wears is a part of the Black Panther costume. Maybe it enhances him.
Costume is legit, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The costume is awesome.
Really well done.
Yes.
It's really interesting how Marvel has hit home runs with costumes.
Yeah, well, the Marvel Disney, not so much Marvel X-Men.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Yes, Marvel Cinematic Universe / Disney has hit home runs with these costumes.
Yes.
And the scene, oh my god, I love the scene. Captain America's breaking, he went to go try to find Bucky before, you know, the government did.
Right.
And he finds him, they fight their way out of the building. After they exit the building and jump onto the other roof, the Black Panther's waiting for them.
Oh, yeah, yes.
That was such a good action sequence. And he's got the retractable claws as well, and it's just awesome.
That whole fight from Bucky's apartment, or whatever you want to call it, to the point of jumping across the roof and then finding Black Panther, that whole scene was awesome.
Oh my god.
It reminded me, without being a single shot, but it reminded me of the Daredevil fight. Like, it kept going on and on and on, but not in a bad way. You're like, oh my god, like, how much can these dudes take?
And it hit hard.
Then, and Winter Soldier's Captain America was like, hey, you know, don't kill anyone. He's like, I'm not going to kill anyone. And he throws that dude over the edge, and Cap's forced to jump over the edge, grab the railing, grab the gun. He's like,
really? You just said, you jerk.
And it was a way to essentially slow down Cap.
Yeah, to slow him down. You're just throwing stuff in his way.
Yeah,
throwing
he's like, oh, you know
bodies
what?
in his way.
You need to try to catch me? Woo! Catch that guy instead. You know what I mean?
So Hawkeye comes back. He's, at the beginning of the movie, he's retired.
Yes.
And he comes back because Cap asks him to.
Yep.
Just as simple as that. That's really all it takes. Clint Barton in this movie is probably as close to Matt Fraction's Hawkeye as you're gonna get. He's just wisecracking, smiling. Again, he knows he's up against
impossible odds,
gods and androids and infinity stones, and I mean the entire movie he gets roughed up.
Oh, every time, every single time.
He runs into
Black
Panther and says, "I don't think I've met you before. I'm Clint." And Black Panther says, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. That was awesome.
No respect for Hawkeye. No respect whatsoever. But you know, the thing about Hawkeye is at the end of the fight, he's still there. He's still standing.
He's still getting up.
Yep.
Every time.
A character that you would think would fall to the wayside a little bit, you know, Hawkeye, Black Widow, the non-powered heroes. They managed to stay relevant through all these movies.
Especially Black Widow.
Yep. Do a really good job. Let's go on to Black Widow. So in this movie, it's very interesting that she sides with Tony. What did you think about that?
I wasn't too surprised. I thought she was going to do the double agent thing.
She kind of did.
Well, she did, but I thought it was going to be intentional. But I don't think her double agent was intentional. I think she sincerely believed in what Tony was proposing.
Yeah.
But in the end, kind of started feeling Captain America's side and kind of did, you know what?
Yeah.
Told you I'd find him. I didn't tell you I was going to help you catch him. And I thought that was awesome. I was like, oh, that's beautiful.
I think legitimately once she realized, when she asked Captain, she's like, you're not going to stop, are you?
And he's like,
no. She knew.
Yeah, even though she sided with Stark initially, I think her connection is closer to Captain America. Because all throughout the movies, there's been not like a romantic connection, but there's definitely been a connection between the two. They've always had a lot of banter.
They have. They've always had some sort of a weird bond. I didn't like the fact that she was on
Stark's
side because I know the Superhuman Registration Act was kind of replaced by the Sokovia Accord, yeah, the Sokovia Accord. Still, she's always been sort of she's a spy. Why would she be on that side?
Yeah, the registering side.
Yeah.
You want to talk?
Want to do an interview? May I have your name, please, sir?
My name's Kyo Frider.
Hey, Kyo. So, who is your favorite superhero? Let's start there.
My favorite DC, probably Shazam. I like him.
You like Shazam?
Shazam is cool, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Shazam is pretty cool. Of Marvel, if Mercenaries count, Deadpool?
For the most part, Deadpool, his heart could be in the right place.
Yeah, sometimes.
Right, so they've played him kind of both sides quite a bit, but he's kind of leaning more towards the superhero side. And that might have something to do with Disney as well, trying to market him. But Shazam's an interesting character. Why do you like Shazam?
It's like, I like how, for one thing, how he's a kid, and also how he's so easily disguised. I just like him. That's cool.
Shazam's a very cool character. Who's your favorite villain?
That's gonna be pretty hard.
Who's your favorite Marvel villain?
I actually don't know. That's gonna be tough for villains. I can't really decide.
What about on DC?
I think Doomsday. I like Doomsday. Yeah, he's cool.
Do you know Doomsday's origin? Do you know the story of Doomsday?
Yeah, I really like the entire death and birth of Superman storyline. I think that was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you know how they made Doomsday?
Wasn't he like the monster from Krypton sent down to kill Superman? Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome that you know Doomsday, man. So, did you watch Batman vs Superman?
I need to.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
You got to check out the version of Doomsday, and
I have seen a couple spoilers, and I kind of know that he's gonna be in there. Yeah.
See, I thought they could do like an entire trilogy of just Doomsday.
That would be pretty cool.
They should have done that. I think that's very cool. Thank you for sitting and talking to us.
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate it. All right, may I have your name, please?
Halyard.
Halyard.
Yeah.
Cool shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Very, very cool shirt.
It's a DCI show that we did.
Oh, nice.
It was based off of Batman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whose design is that?
We just made it. Digital.
Oh, you guys made it?
Yeah, we just made it on a computer. Figured, hey, why not? And our show is about the death of Batman.
The death of Batman? Yeah. What's this show about?
Do you know high school marching bands?
Uh-huh.
And how they compete?
Yes.
It was one of those, and it was about how he went through just fighting villains until eventually Joker got the best of him, and
Oh, wow. So did someone write a storyline about that? Did someone write an actual story?
No, it was music that accompanied like a visual.
Oh, wow. You guys killed Batman, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And which villains did you guys represent?
Joker, of course.
The Joker?
Yeah, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Bane.
So who's your favorite Bat villain?
Bat villain? Oh. Probably the Joker.
Yeah?
Just because he doesn't care.
He doesn't. He has no moral compass. He's like a rabid dog. You don't know what his intentions are besides chaos.
Yeah, and he's so free-flowing that he's just hard not to like.
So who's your favorite Bat supporting character that's not Batman?
Supporting character.
Right, you got your Red Hood, you got Nightwing.
I'm not a huge fan of the Robins.
No?
Nightwing's pretty cool.
Yeah, Nightwing's
But I watched Batman Beyond for a while, and I don't
nice.
know if he counts as a supporting character.
Yeah, absolutely does. Do you read any books outside of Batman?
I'm actually a pretty big Marvel fan. I really like Daredevil.
Daredevil is like Marvel's Batman.
Yeah.
Really is. He's that dark vigilante perched on a gargoyle.
Dead parents and no powers.
That's it. That's pretty cool. Who's your favorite Daredevil villain?
Really, the only one that people know of is Kingpin.
Bullseye.
He did. That's true.
Bullseye's a pretty good
Sorry.
one as well. Did you watch the Netflix series?
Yeah, I have.
Did you watch the second season?
I'm watching it now. Yeah.
Oh, where are you at? Where are you at right now?
I'm not that far. What's her face? Karen is getting in Punisher's backstory.
Nice.
They're finding out about his parents, about how they were all murdered, and
Daredevil Season 2 is probably my favorite Marvel thing. I have to lump it up there with my favorite movies. I just saw Civil War, so Civil War is now at the top.
I mean, you're wearing an Arrow shirt.
Oh, no, so dude, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like the DC stuff too.
All right.
But when it comes to just what Marvel is doing, Daredevil Season 2 was one of my favorite. I'll just call it a 12-hour-long movie. Okay, did you ever watch the old Ben Affleck Daredevil?
No, I heard it was horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I have a couple friends who have seen it, and they said that you shouldn't watch it. It'll ruin your opinion.
Ben Affleck, who played Daredevil, is now playing Batman. So,
although the old Batman movies were pretty good.
The old Batman, like the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton,
with the exception of Batman and Robin.
Yeah, that was.
They were pretty.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm not really big on DC. They're not not like my all-time favorite, but they're still pretty.
Yeah, I kind of grew up the same way. It's taken me a while to get back into DC. The shows on the CW have helped out tremendously. Okay. But thank you very much for talking with us.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Adara.
Adal?
Adara.
Adara. Very nice to meet you, Adara. Adara, so who is your favorite hero in the comic book universe?
Well, I have personally a lot of favorites.
Okay.
But currently, right now, I've been like following the adventures of Deadpool and recently She-Hulk.
She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And what do you like about She-Hulk?
Well, let's just admit, like, I just thought the comic was really clever and that sort of stuff. And and most of the time when I read comics, they're just like kind of bland, boring sometimes.
Right.
So I just was glad that I picked up a comic that I can really enjoy with a really good storyline.
Nice. And do you find her character as the lawyer as interesting as when she becomes She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Is that what makes the comic interesting?
That's one of the things that makes the comic interesting.
So what were some of the storylines that they used in her last run?
The one that I can remember the most was like the time travel trials when she was like being trialed for being like erased from history, from like causing like anomalies and that sort of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that was like one of the newer ones.
Oh, nice. Do you read any DC books, or do you stick mostly with Marvel?
Mostly with Marvel, because lately I haven't been able to find really any good ones so far.
What about, have you seen the Civil War movie yet?
No, sadly.
No? You gonna go watch it?
I wish.
Yeah?
I want to go see it.
Who's your favorite comic book villain?
That's really hard, because I really like anti-heroes like Deadpool,
yeah,
and I'm trying to think of others. Although I think Harley Quinn and the Joker are pretty interesting.
Yes, yeah. I think they're interesting because they're so chaotic. So do you think the villains of the DC universe are better than the villains of Marvel?
I like them equally, because there's like certain villains like Doctor Doom, for example, or Thanos.
Yep, Galactus, another really good villain. Oh, right on. Well, thank you for talking with us.
Yeah.
Let's talk. I know you're not shy. Here, you want to say anything? You want to say hi to all your fans?
They're not my fans.
Yeah, really. So that's the only way you get a pin. You have to go say something.
Okay, can you state your name for the fans, please?
Adelina.
Adelina, who is your favorite superhero of all time?
I don't know.
I've never heard of that character. Do you like Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Iron Man?
Yeah.
The Hulk?
Yeah.
Thor?
Yeah.
Deadpool?
Yeah.
Loki?
Yeah.
He's a villain. He's not a hero.
What?
Caught you on that one. If you could have any superpowers in the world, but it could only just be one. Any one superpower.
Flying.
Flying? Ooh, why would you pick flying?
Because I want to fly.
Because you just want to fly and be able to like see from a bird's eye view?
Sure.
If you could be any superhero for Halloween, who would you dress up as? Don't say Adam X.
No.
Supergirl, Wonder Woman. Supergirl? Excellent choice. Do you watch a Supergirl TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Do you like Martian Manhunter?
What is that?
He's the big green dude.
Oh, yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Eyes.
Yeah, with the red eyes. That's pretty awesome. So you would take flight. Your favorite hero is, I don't know. Who's your favorite bad guy?
I said, tell her that my dad is my favorite supervillain. For favorite hero, I said, say my mom. I know.
That's good. Who's your favorite My Little Pony?
Ow.
And why is it Rainbow Dash?
It's not Rainbow Dash.
No?
I don't even have favorite.
Pinkie Pie?
No.
How do you know these?
Doesn't matter why I know these, man.
I don't judge, but I'm just curious.
You got a little kid.
Yeah, I got a couple little kids.
You covered for him. I think he reads it.
I read the My Little Pony comic. It's really good. It's a good story. What's your favorite cartoon?
I don't know.
Steven Universe?
No.
You have to have a favorite cartoon.
Monster High?
Monster High's a movie.
Well, thank you very much for talking with us. Okay, can you please say your name for your fans?
Kiowa.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Flash.
Flash? Excellent choice. Wow, that's
choice.
a really good choice. Why do you like the Flash?
Because he can move super fast and he can get there where he gets caught in time.
Yeah? Do you like watching the Flash TV show? Yeah?
Even I saw Supergirl and Flash was in it.
Do you remember that one? That was a good one. That was a good show. That was a good episode. Who's your favorite bad guy? Loki? If you had one superhuman power, what would be your power?
Moving really fast.
Like the Flash? If you could dress up for like any superhero for Halloween, who would you dress up as?
Flash.
The Flash? Oh my god, I think you have earned your Flash pin. Who's your favorite bad guy?
I just said that, Loki.
Loki, okay, I'm sorry.
She just corrected you.
No, he's right. I'm thinking here now maybe Reverse Flash or Zoom, but that's right. I'm sorry. Well, thank you very much for talking with us.
Do you want the flash pen?
Yes.
I was just going to grab the flash pen.
That's gonna be
What's
weird.
up, dude?
Hello, Maiko.
Hello. So we have Nick on the podcast today. Very special guest.
Yeah.
Guest star. So what's up, man?
Not much. I'm here because Mr. Logue said to come or else.
Thank you for coming
I don't
by.
wanna, you know how he likes to cry.
Nick works with Tom and I. He's our boss, and he has to listen to us talk about comic books and Dungeons and Dragons, and
Star Wars,
Star Wars and sci-fi
Marvel.
and cartoons. Like we're like children.
But the good news is when I have questions about that stuff, you guys are
right away.
You guys are awesome. For that.
If it's a work question, we'll slink away.
Yeah,
we'll hide under a desk.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like, hey, who said this in this issue or this series or whatever, we'll pop right up and answer.
Yeah,
right
I'm
away.
your guy who didn't know anything about comics until probably the first Iron Man movie came out, and then suddenly I had all these questions for these two. And first it was Tom, and then he wrote Maiko into this. So it's unfortunate.
So have you seen Civil War?
Now we're going tomorrow though.
Oh, nice.
That's actually funny when we talked around noon on Friday, and you had seen it, and then I saw you like at 1:30, and you wanted to know if I'd seen it.
Well,
so
that's
apparently
good,
I heard it was a good movie.
It was a really good movie. It was really well written. Marvel does really well these characters in movies where it's, even if you don't like comics, if you don't read comics, if you never like comics, you can watch one of these movies or these Netflix series and enjoy it.
You know, when did Iron Man come out? 6 years ago?
That was a while back, yeah.
Right, but I would
13 movies
I
ago.
haven't wanted to I would not have wanted to know more about like the random characters, the non-main characters, if it wasn't for Marvel, because then I'm like, oh wait, there's other stuff out there.
Yeah.
And so like I would never have heard of Deadpool if it wasn't. Well, that's not true. If the internet told me about Deadpool, but I wouldn't have wanted to see that movie 7 years ago.
I think Ant-Man is probably the best example of that.
Yeah,
when
very true.
someone's asking you about Ant-Man lore and has Ant-Man questions, and it's kind of surreal to sit there and think like, wow, they're asking us about Ant-Man. Yeah, he has fans,
and it's everywhere. Like I'm kind of a board game guy, as you're aware, and I have that Marvel Legendary game, or Legendary Marvel actually, and I have all these random heroes in there. And there's a guy, I think his name is like Iron Fist or something like that.
Oh yeah,
and I didn't know who that was, and he's a pretty good set of cards.
Rand.
Right, and I was asking you guys about that, and then I have my Daredevil questions, and what's this Justice League for Daredevil? And you corrected me and called it something else, and so I'm that guy. I mean, it's got to be cool that the stuff that you guys grew up with, the stuff that you guys like just loved, and forget everyone else, forget what everybody else thinks, just the stuff that you loved, and it's now becoming pop culture, man.
It
really is.
It wasn't considered cool when we were growing up reading it. And it almost feels like you're redeemed a little bit to say, told you it was cool.
Do you guys have any like, but the comic book industry sold out now or anything like that?
No, I'm not on that boat. We had Mario here. No, was it Mario that was asking about that? Oh no, maybe it wasn't Mario. Someone was asking me.
Mario Garcia?
Yeah, Mario Garcia.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude. Shout out to Mario, dude. All right.
No, I believe it was. I mean, he was asking me if I get like upset that like the stuff that I read growing up, everyone's knows it now, and do I feel like it's like my stuff? And I don't, man. I really like that people are talking about freaking Iron Man.
Yeah.
Iron Man was he was a lame character growing up.
I mean, it got my wife into that stuff. Yeah. We have this thing where we go to Palm Desert every year for Mother's Day, except for this year. Yeah. And I dragged her to a movie, and it was Iron Man, and she didn't want to see it really. Yeah. So it worked out. It all kind of latched everybody on. Like, whoa, this movie's great. Yes, it was.
Dude, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Those were characters that weren't even like on my radar. I knew of them.
You can thank Thomas for that, because I would never have gone to see that in the theater. But he was. Is this a PG rated podcast? How much? Basically, Thomas had the entire time he was talking about this, and he couldn't stop. So yeah,
it feels good to see these stories go out and into like pop culture, and for people to actually like them.
Best part is like they're critically good. Like you go to see a Marvel movie and it's except Iron Man 3, and it's a good movie, and maybe Thor 2. Oh, I said it. What, Tom? So they're good movies. Yeah. Like even like if you've never seen one, you're like, this is a really good movie.
It's definitely good to watch them as a whole, as a series, to watch all of them. But you can watch any one of these movies on their own. They still hold up.
Yep.
You know, Green Lantern was a bad movie.
You took my joke.
What were you say?
Well, I was waiting for you to ask me, okay, so what's your favorite superhero, right? Like you asked my kids, and I was going to say, well, I've only really seen the movies, and by far it was probably Green Lantern. I was going to totally do that, and then you guys are probably going to hear Tom choking me in the background.
So what's your favorite movie, Nick?
My favorite movie?
Yeah.
Marvel movie?
Any movie.
It's, well, The
Godfather.
it's still a Godfather Part 2. That movie's kind of timeless, but since it's a comic book podcast, I mean, I'm gonna have a favorite comic book movie, but it's still The Dark Knight, no matter what I've seen. I really like Guardians of the Galaxy because of my family; they just love that. But Dark Knight kind of for me is like, I don't know, I'm all about the villains most of the time, and
Heath Ledger
and for that movie it was just amazing.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that my mind can't be changed. That goes into I'll just answer your question for you because I want to tell everybody what my favorite superhero is. It's still Batman because he don't need no superpowers.
He doesn't.
He just needs a lot of money.
Billions and billions of dollars.
A lot of money. Type of stuff that I hear at work all the time.
Yeah, this is actually what we talk about. This is like
pretty much
Tuesday.
It's like 9 a.m. a random day.
This is a random day. Yeah.
So,
but this is why Tom and I decided to start podcasting because this is what we talk about at work.
When I listened to your podcast, the Star Wars one, I was just like, it's the same stuff we've already talked about.
So if you could have any superpower, what would it be, Nick?
This is a very male answer, but I wouldn't actually want a superpower. I just want to be the Joker because Harley Quinn is amazing.
That's why?
That's probably why. But no, okay. Superpower, I never really thought about it, but with the exception of the movie being horrible, I think Green Lantern's little ring thing that he has, it's not really a superpower either, is it though? He gets the power from the ring, doesn't he?
Yeah. You get, but
so
I
guess I just want one of those rings.
Okay.
Because then you can do anything you want. You can make something to let you fly, or like be one of the Wonder Twins. I can always be form of water, because water's an amazing thing. Yeah.
Have you seen the Robot Chicken where it's like the Justice League special? Everybody in the Justice League flies except for Batman.
Yeah.
So they all kind of they all jump up in the air and start flying, and Green Lantern looks over at Batman, and Batman's like, "Don't put me in a bubble, dude. Don't put me in a bubble, man. It's really demeaning." And then Green Lantern's looking at him and kind of tilts his head to the side. And then the next scene is like Batman sitting in a little green boat from Green Lantern. Yeah. And he has his arms up like he's on a roller coaster. Like, yay!
This is
like
amazing.
in a little sailboat.
I haven't seen Batman vs Superman yet.
You haven't seen it?
No. I won't see it. I'll see it when it comes out on Netflix. But if you guys would have been all, oh my God, go see it, I would have seen it already.
Go see Civil War right now.
Yeah, right. But you guys didn't. I'm surprised you haven't asked me since I sat down. Yeah. Have you seen Civil War?
I asked you. You said
again, no. It's been like 5 minutes.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So how's the board game? What's the game you're playing?
It's called Legendary Marvel. It's a deck building card game where you have a row of heroes who you can recruit into your hand, your deck of cards, and then you're trying to kill the villains on the board as well as the masterminds. So masterminds are like your major villains, like Magneto and Apocalypse and Mephisto and guys like that.
So it's a cooperative game with you and the players?
It's called a semi-co-op, meaning you're all trying to kill the villain or to kill the mastermind, but when you kill people in the game, you actually get to take their card into your victory pile, and those points add up at the end of the game. So if you beat the game, you all win, but there is an overall winner, whoever has the most points. I have the base game, I have a Dark City expansion, which is a lot of the Daredevil people.
Oh, what? Are you serious?
Yeah. It comes
with...
There's
a Daredevil expansion?
Well, no, the Dark City expansion comes with like
a lot of the
New York City
vigilante
stuff, right? Like Daredevil Season 2, I wouldn't have known this. I played the game a lot, watched Daredevil Season 2, and there's this villain group of like 10 cards called Hand Ninjas, and I didn't know what they were. And now after I seen it, I was like, I know what those guys are! I hate those guys, right? And we just bought the Guardians of the Galaxy expansion for obvious reasons. Yeah. And it's actually, it kind of makes the game easier because you get, I guess, pieces of I forget now the name of the
Infinity Stones?
Infinity Gems or whatever they're called. Right, and you can use those to add to your attack.
Oh, that's cool, man. We gotta play that game, dude.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. If you guys ever want me to come by and just talk about whatever whatever random board game I'm playing, I'd be happy to.
We should do some sort of like a comic-based board game special. And it doesn't even have to be either Marvel or DC. I know there's some just basic.
Yeah, there's a very good comic board game called Sentinels of the Multiverse. When you had Mario on here earlier, it's like his favorite game.
Yeah.
And for me, it's very finicky. There's a lot of chits, a lot of different pieces you have to mess with. But basically, you're going through like comic book panels during the game.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. That's all I know about it, though.
You have it?
I do not have it.
Oh, you do not have it?
No, it's I'm a family game guy, so I get games that I know that my oldest daughter, who's 10, can play, and that one's like 14 or 15 and up. There's just no way. She just
cute,
man. Take all your time. Of course, man. Anytime. This was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty easy, right? Nick was like, "No, I can't."
Did you see me look at Tom when I said that? Because I don't like him being right. Like if you're right, I'm like, "Oh, Michael, you're right, bro. It's awesome." But then Tom was right, and I just go, "All right, I'm rambling. Thanks."
That'd be your superhero power.
Rambling? No.
Super Rambler?
Super Rambler. That's what I do. I'm good. Thanks, man.
Good.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Comic Relief Podcast.
We'll hope you join us next time as we continue to discuss all things comic book related.
And until then, make mine Marvel.
And DC.
And independent. Don't forget to check us out at comicreliefpodcast.com, or you can visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Comic Relief Podcast, or go to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Comic Relief Podcast. And finally, there is our Twitter page, which is twitter.com/Comic Relief PODC. I'd like to give a special shout out to Travis Richards, who did the music for the Comic Relief Podcast. Visit his website at www.travisarichards.com.
What's your name?
My name is Felicia.
Felicia. Hi, Felicia.
Hi.
Felicia, what is your favorite character?
From what?
From comic books. Anything. Comic books, sci-fi.
Anything?
Anything.
Memes?
No, memes?
Memes.
No memes.
Why not memes?
Which is your favorite meme?
My mental state.
Your mental state is your favorite meme?
No. It's That Boy is my favorite meme.
Oh, that boy is the frog on the unicycle with the little rainbow umbrella.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's one of the newer memes out there circulating right now. It's kind of replacing the Pepe.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of folks are saying that the Pepe is kind of going the way of retired memes.
No, he's still out there.
He's still out there? He's still doing it?
Yeah.
Oh.
He still has a spot in my heart.
Oh, of course, right? He's going the way of Rage Comics, though, unfortunately.
Thank God. Rage Comics are annoying.
They are. They're very last month. They're very last year, actually.
Last month?
Yeah.
You mean 2 years ago?
Yeah, maybe 2 years ago.
They're like 2011 memes.
2011?
Yeah.
Did the internet even exist back then?
I don't know. You're the one that lived for like 30 years, right?
Jeez.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Throw you under the bus.
I'm the salt.
She usually
the table.
Keeps me humbled.
Yeah.
Keeps me grounded. Throws salt. Tells me I'm old.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All I heard after Nick listened to our podcast is just corrections and edits.
Oh, that's true. Well, actually, well, you see,
when you said
he was using the dark side to get stronger and.
Actually, according to his midi-chlorian count.
We actually just watched that last night for the first time since it came out on Blu-ray.
The Force Awakens?
Yeah. And Snoke's totally Voldemort, man. Oh my goodness. Marsha made a comment. My lovely wife Marsha made a comment. She goes, well, I guess since he couldn't get Harry Potter, he's gonna try to get the Last Jedi now. And I was just, my girls got it. They thought it was really funny.
We gotta play that game. Absolutely. Even though Thomas isn't going to accept your invite.
No, Tom won't come. He'll have something better to do, as usual. Just so everybody knows. We know where Tom's...
God, it's like we're at work.
Yeah, it's just like we're at work. But we know where... I understand where Tom's legencies are. I mean, he has Dungeons & Dragons. He has everything else like that. But I would have liked to known prior the day before versus the day of, you know. That would be nice. Instead of like, oh, yeah, sorry, I can't make it. No. I am not blaming Amy for any of this. Amy is an amazing person.
Sweetheart.
Amy is an amazing person and has to put up with Tom's crap all the time. Oh God, there is no way I would ever blame her for anything. You're insane. And I can't believe she lets you have that beard. I just can't believe she allows the beard either. I mean, that right there. You
gotta look at it every day.
Yeah, you have to wake up and be like, homeless man! Oh, wait, no. Sorry. How many times has she punched you when she's woken up thinking she had a home invader? It is like we're at work right now.
Yeah, dude, totally.
Except now Amy gets to hear it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
She gets to chip in.
Well,
what's up, Ames? Did you get pizza?
Yeah.
Okay.
I brought you guys sandwiches. Good, how are you?
Do you want your pizza, Mario?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
He's about to walk away.
Thank you for listening to the Comic Relief Podcast.
We'll hope you join us next time as we continue to discuss all things comic book related.
And until then, make mine Marvel
and DC
and independent. Don't forget to check us out at comicreliefpodcast.com, or you can visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Comic Relief Podcast, or go to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Comic Relief Podcast. And finally, there is our Twitter page, which is twitter.com/Comic Relief PODC. I'd like to give a special shout out to Travis Richards, who did the music for the Comic Relief Podcast. Visit his website at www.travisarichards.com.